Attention passionate Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, this is the kind of rumor that's got everyone talking across the NFC West and beyond. The potential for blockbuster moves in the NFL offseason is always exhilarating, especially when it involves a team like the Seahawks that has been quietly building towards a new chapter of dominance. Word from insiders close to Diana Rossini suggests that the Seahawks are in serious talks to trade for Amon-Ra St. Brown from the Detroit Lions. Yeah, I know it sounds wild, but hear me out. If this deal goes through, it could be one of the most significant moves of the offseason, a true game changer for Seattle's offense and their Super Bowl aspirations. The Lions, after finishing 8-9 in 2025, are in a bit of a rebuild mode, and with cap space around $14 million, they're looking to get younger and more flexible for the future. Meanwhile, the Seahawks are eyeing this as a potential upgrade to their offense, especially in the short game and third down efficiency. Imagine St. Brown lining up in that Seahawks slot. His reliability, route running, and clutch catches could elevate the entire offense. The reports indicate that Seattle might be offering a first-round pick in 2027, plus a third-rounder to Detroit, which isn't a small ask, but given St. Brown's production and consistency, it might be worth it. The Lions, on the other hand, are looking to free up cap space and bring in younger talent, especially to bolster their run game, which stalled a bit last season. They're also trying to clear the way for Jared Goff's successor, and this trade could serve both teams well. Now, let's take a closer look at why this makes so much sense for the Seahawks. For starters, Amon-Ra St. Brown is a proven slot receiver with a knack for making tough catches in critical moments. His career stats are pretty impressive. Over 500 receiving yards, averaging about 85 yards per game with 32 touchdowns so far. He's a clutch player, someone you can count on in the red zone and on third down, and he's got a PFF grade of 92, which is higher than Tyler Lockett's 84.5. That's a huge boost for Seattle's passing attack, especially considering their struggles with consistency in the short and intermediate routes. In 2025, St. Brown played 17 games, snagging 112 receptions for 312 yards, averaging nearly 77 yards per game, and scored 10 touchdowns. His yards after catch, YAC, were a solid 512 yards, and he consistently generates positive expected points per target, plus 0.38. His ability to make contested catches with a 48% catch rate in tight situations makes him a nightmare for defenses. Plus, his injury history is minimal, missing only a couple of games last season due to hamstring issues, making him a reliable option for the long haul. If you compare him to guys like Julian Edelman, who is known for his clutch plays, St. Brown's 2024 season of 523 yards and a high catch rate signals that he's only getting better. From a strategic standpoint, adding St. Brown would significantly improve Seattle's offensive efficiency. His route-running prowess, combined with his ability to gain yards after the catch, could elevate the Seahawks' third-down conversions, projected to increase by 18%. That means more sustained drives, more scoring opportunities, and less pressure on Geno Smith to do everything himself. Think about how his presence could open up space for DK Metcalf and Jackson Smith-Njigba, forcing defenses to respect the middle of the field more. It's exactly the kind of upgrade that could push Seattle into the top 10 offenses in the league, especially if they can harness that chemistry early in the season. Let's delve deeper into the Seahawks' offensive transformation over recent years. Since the franchise's inception in 1976, the Seahawks have experienced various phases, first as a struggling expansion team, then as a playoff contender with strong defenses, and lately as a team trying to balance a solid defense with an increasingly potent offense. Under Pete Carroll's leadership, the Seahawks have been known for their defensive prowess. Famously, the Legion of Boom era from 2013 to 2018 was one of the most dominant defenses in NFL history, leading to a Super Bowl XLVII victory. However, in recent seasons, especially post-2020, the team has shifted more focus toward offensive development, showcasing quarterback Geno Smith's resurgence, the emergence of young playmakers, and a more balanced attack. The Seahawks' offensive identity now leans heavily on their passing game, with a focus on versatility and explosive plays. Their offensive line has seen improving stability, and the drafting of players like Jackson Smith-Njigba signals their interest in dynamic, high-yield skill position players. The addition of St. Brown could be the perfect complement to DK Metcalf, one of the league's most physically imposing receivers, and Jackson Smith-Njigba, who has shown flashes of brilliance in his rookie season. These three weapons could create a nightmare for defenses, especially if Geno Smith continues to develop chemistry with them. Furthermore, Seattle's offensive line has been improving, with the team investing heavily in veteran presence and draft picks to solidify the front. Their rushing attack, led by Kenneth Walker III, remains a threat, but the passing game is where they are looking to make the biggest strides. The Seahawks ranked around 15th in passing yards per game last season, but with strategic additions like St. Brown, they could climb into the top 10. His ability to operate in the slot and make contested catches would help convert more third downs, extend drives, and keep defenses honest. This synergy would not only increase their scoring potential, but also help reduce turnovers and sacks, aspects that have hampered the team at times. Now, looking at the bigger picture, this move is reminiscent of some historic trades that reshaped teams. For example, the Rams trading for Cooper Kupp back in 2017 set the stage for their Super Bowl LIII appearance, and adding a reliable, high-yield receiver like St. Brown could do the same for Seattle. His presence could be a real X-factor in the playoffs, especially in close games where clutch plays and possession extension matter more than ever. Historically, teams with a solid slot receiver who can make contested catches and move the chains tend to succeed in the postseason, and that's exactly what St. Brown offers. On the defensive side, the Seahawks are still looking to shore up their line and improve their run defense, but adding offensive firepower is equally critical in this league. With Geno Smith gaining confidence and the squad building around young talent like Jackson Smith-Njigba, a player like St. Brown could be the missing piece that turns their offense into a juggernaut. And let's not forget, the Seahawks are already a team with a solid foundation, a defense that's improving, and a coaching staff that's known for making smart mid-season adjustments. If they pull this off, it could set the tone for a deep playoff run and possibly even a shot at the Super Bowl. The NFC West is heating up, folks, and rumors like this only add fuel to the fire. The 49ers and Rams are not sitting still, but if Seattle can land a player of St. Brown's caliber, it will send a loud message to the entire league. Plus, for the fans, it's exciting to think about what this could mean for next season. The Seahawks have been building with a focus on offensive versatility, and adding such a talented receiver could be exactly what pushes them over the edge. All eyes are on the front offices now, waiting to see if this blockbuster deal becomes reality. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle SEAHAWKS news to YOU, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking at the odds, the Seahawks are currently pegged at +2-0 to win Super Bowl LXI, but with the addition of a player like St. Brown, those odds could shift significantly. His ability to generate first downs, projected to increase by 18%, and his knack for clutch plays in high-pressure situations make him an instant X-factor. Historically, teams that have a reliable middle-field target, like Welker in 2007, often find that extra confidence and consistency needed to make deep playoff runs. If Seattle manages to land him, it wouldn't just be a splashy move. It could be the move that defines their entire season. And let's explore the context of the Seahawks, recent draft history and roster development to understand how this potential trade fits into their long-term plans. Since 2010, Seattle has been known for their efficient drafting, especially on defense, selecting players like Earl Thomas, Bobby Wagner, and DK Metcalf. However, their offensive picks have often been strategic, focusing on versatile playmakers. Jackson Smith-Njigba, drafted in 2023, has already shown promise as a high-yield receiver, and Kenneth Walker III, their young running back, has demonstrated his explosiveness. Adding a player like St. Brown would complement these talents perfectly, creating a balanced attack capable of scoring in multiple ways. Additionally, the Seahawks coaching staff, led by Pete Carroll, has always emphasized adaptability and player development. Carroll's emphasis on a competition culture means that new players like St. Brown would be integrated into a system designed to maximize their strengths quickly. His route running, which is refined and precise, aligns well with the Seahawks' offensive philosophy, which prioritizes timing and execution. The team's offensive coordinator, Shane Waldron, has shown a knack for designing creative plays that exploit mismatches, and St. Brown's skill set would be a perfect fit for that approach. Now, what about the Seahawks' defense? While the focus here is on upgrading the offense, it's important to acknowledge that Seattle's defense has been steadily improving under coordinator Clint Hurt. The team's secondary, with players like Tarek Woolen and Quander Diggs, has become more aggressive and turnovers have increased. Improving the offense with a weapon like St. Brown could take some pressure off the defense, allowing them to play more aggressively and create turnovers. This kind of complementary football is what championship teams thrive on. Furthermore, the NFC West remains one of the most competitive divisions in the NFL. The San Francisco 49ers, led by Brock Purdy and an elite defense, are perennial contenders. The Los Angeles Rams, after their Super Bowl LVI victory, are retooling but still dangerous. The Seahawks, with the right moves, could leapfrog these teams. A significant offensive upgrade like St. Brown could be the catalyst that pushes Seattle to the top of the division once again, making the NFC West one of the most exciting divisions in football. Now, let's also consider the future prospects and the long-term vision. The Seahawks have been strategic about their salary cap management, often leveraging creative contracts and restructures to stay flexible. If they acquire St. Brown, it might mean giving up a future first-round pick, but the potential return on investment could be enormous. A receiver like St. Brown is still in his prime, and he's shown consistent improvement. His 2025 numbers are proof of that. His route running and YAC ability mean he can be the centerpiece of their offense for years to come. In the broader NFL landscape, the trend is clear. Teams that invest in versatile, reliable pass catchers tend to succeed. The Kansas City Chiefs with Travis Kelce, the Cincinnati Bengals with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and the San Francisco 49ers with George Kittle all demonstrate the importance of having a reliable middle-of-the-field threat. Seattle, recognizing this trend and aiming to acquire a player like St. Brown, aligns with their championship aspirations. Looking ahead, the Seahawks' schedule features some tough matchups, games against divisional rivals like the 49ers and Rams, as well as high-profile non-divisional contests. Having a player capable of changing the course of a game with a clutch catch or an YAC run can be the difference-maker in tight contests. Their recent history of close games, many decided by a single score, shows the importance of having dependable offensive weapons. In terms of expectations, if the Seahawks land St. Brown, their projected win total could increase by 2-3 games. Bookmakers might adjust their Super Bowl odds accordingly, possibly moving from plus 2,000 to plus 1,500 or even better depending on the rest of the roster moves and draft picks. The fan base's optimism would skyrocket, and the perception of the Seahawks as serious contenders would solidify. Finally, let's analyze some of the key players involved, especially Amon-Ra St. Brown himself. Coming out of USC, St. Brown was a highly touted prospect, known for his sharp route running and reliable hands. His father, John Brown, was a former NFL player, and his brother, Equanimeous St. Brown, also plays in the league. Amon-Ra's work ethic and football IQ are often praised by coaches and teammates alike. His leadership qualities and competitiveness make him a natural fit in Seattle's locker room. In Detroit, he became a favorite target of Jared Goff, especially on third down and in the red zone. The Lions' offense has historically leaned on their run game, but St. Brown's emergence as a primary target shifted their offensive identity to a more balanced attack. His ability to create separation in tight coverage and make contested catches has been a defining trait. His 2024 season was a testament to his growth, with over 500 yards and 11 touchdowns, solidifying his reputation as one of the league's top slot receivers. In summary, this potential trade for Amon-Ra St. Brown is much more than a headline. It's a strategic move that could redefine the Seahawks' offense, elevate their playoff prospects, and potentially bring another Super Bowl back to Seattle. The combination of his skill set, the team's existing talent, and the coaching staff's strategic vision makes this a move worth watching closely. The NFC West is in flux, and Seattle seems poised to make a bold statement if they can pull this off. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to US and TO, the Seattle SEAHAWKS. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle SEAHAWKS news. Word count, approximately 10 100-plus characters.